Hi, Rafaela. This is a little instructional video for you and Whiskey to increase your chances of success when you bring him home, and so that you have a little bit of an explanation of what he can do and what you should expect. So a little bit what I'm going to be doing is groundwork. We're going to concentrate on moving the body parts as a part of a natural horsemanship technique. So first off, I'm going to talk about moving the hindquarter. So what you're seeing there is his ability to yield those hindquarters with the pressure of my rope, as if I had my hand up in the saddle, focusing on the hindquarters. And he yields those hindquarters nicely. Another thing that I like to do is, seeing if that horse will turn loose. This will determine whether or not I have his mind. So he turns loose nicely here. So you're seeing a little bit of, I'm taking up pressure, very, very light in my hand, and releasing as I feel him give to that pressure. Waiting for him to really give to me there, and then quitting with that exercise and moving on. He will back off of pressure two ways. One is direct pressure off of the nose. And the second one is going to be off of my energy here, coming from my rope, so you can see. Don't ask for a whole lot, but if I'm swinging that rope, energy is flowing through my rope to my rope halter. You can see my tack here. I'm not using a clasp on this halter. This is a stiff rope halter to maximize success in the transfer of your energy and however you're using it. So the next thing is going to be mobilizing the shoulders. And with this exercise, my energy is coming from right here. So, with that, I want him to be able to flex those forelegs and cross over in front. That's going to correctly mobilize his shoulders. See, he'll keep going around as long as I'm putting pressure somewhere on this side of his body. Maybe not direct pressure, but a pressure and release, or even breathing in and moving my body towards his. So there's some lightness and some technique involved too. The next thing that I can use to test my horse to see where his mind is lower the pole with just my hand pressure here. There we go. There we go. So he's giving to that pole pressure, and I can keep working that movement. He's with me here. He's giving to pressure nicely. There we go. Lowering that head to the ground, ideally, after I'm done with this exercise. So we've talked about giving at the pole here, turning loose on each side, turning the head and neck, disengage. Once I have everything in place, I'm really ready to start lunging or short lunging or even round penning. That's where you're going to have the most success is after you really move all the body parts on both sides. Don't forget about both sides. I may have skipped a side just for time's sake, but you do want to work both sides and be super efficient with it, especially if you haven't spent a whole lot of time with your horse in a while. Having the body parts in your pocket as a part of a tool chest that you need to use in case you get into trouble anywhere. I always say, in order to get your horse's mind, you have to have their feet. So you have to have their feet in each direction they're able to go. I'm going to give myself some space and show you short lunge. It's going to be slow at first. Then after I know that he's with me, I can speed it up. One thing that I utilize is communicating to horses is where my energy is coming from. My energy is coming from right here. So if I'm pointing it at the horse and I take a deep breath with the intent of moving forward, then that horse is going to move away from my pressure. But if I take that pressure away, like in the short lunge, then that pressure is coming off of the horse, and the horse is given a very direct cue to stop that forward energy because there's no longer any pressure there. Show a little bit more about covering with fly spray, picking his feet, little techniques here and there to help you along. If that horse would ever not have confidence in me, or I might not have his mind, they might be fearful of the sprayer. So I might want to start by just spritzing the air around him, letting him see it. He's interested, but he's really not interested in moving his feet. But then I can start to go ahead and spritz all our way around him. Maximize your success when you're first with your horse by, not tying him up first. You want to get to know him. He gets to know your energy. Spritz him off of the tie first. He's fine with it. I'm going to spritz his face a bit. Of course, a little bit of a reaction, but as long as I sweep this motion, he's going to tolerate better and better. No horse likes to be spritzed in the face, really. Alright. A little more on how I would ask him to pick up his foot. It's coming from energy all the time. So if I take a deep breath, there we go. Same with the back feet. And he knows that my energy isn't moving his body if I'm petting him, but breathe in, ask for the foot, and the energy goes away and I release. But some folks don't realize that, yes, if their foot is glued to the ground, they need to have some energy liven them up a bit. So it's usually our breath and the way that we handle ourselves. This is a gaited horse tidbit that I really enjoy. It's going to help a horse that may not have a lot of muscle because they're young, or a horse that's been under saddle that has never been taught to use back muscles. This is for Whiskey here, maintenance, because he's young, something that I use to help him achieve greater athletic ability, just like a lot of my gaited horses. So it's going to be using a hoof pick, and you're going to want to, make sure that he's going to be okay with, rubbing the belly, and we're going to actually ask him to lift up with some light pressure. There we go. If you saw him lift, I'm going to take the hoof pick away. Now all I'm doing is just rubbing it a little bit with some light pressure. Get him to lift that back. You can see it here. The top line will lift. There we go. Very nice. He has those muscles begin to flex. This is the first step in some rehab of older horses that may be pacey. This is the first step in getting some younger horses comfortable with these types of things. It's a very, very good exercise for just about any gaited horse.